I have been processing the death of Eden ever since I found out, and I don't really know how to process. And so I thought, I'm going to make this video. Don't even know if I'm going to post it, but I just want to make this video to kind of put my thoughts into somewhere else other than my head. Whew, okay. Eden Blackman was a serial rapist, sexual abuser, and torturer of women. Line Pictures knew about it. In 2016, one of his victims messaged them, emailed them, and explained that he had raped and tortured her and that he was a very, very dangerous man. And he probably isn't the person that should be fronting a brand new dating show for Channel 4. And long story short, I'll put the screenshots up somewhere on the screen of her talking about this on social media. But long story short, they ignored her. They didn't ask her for her evidence, and then they blocked her email. So anything she sent over just bounced back. Scroll forward to 2017, and I made a complaint about Eden. I'd heard stories of inappropriate behaviour. About a week or two later, I got called into the Escalating office, and I got called a liar, and I got threatened with the sack. Then, about a year, sorry, this is a lot. About a year later, um, another victim came forward to me and told me that she had been in a psychologically abusive relationship with him for 9 months. It was a contestant from the show, and she showed me pictures of what he did to her that changed my DNA. When the policewoman saw the pictures, she said that she'd only ever seen images like that on a dead body. She couldn't believe that the person that had sustained those injuries was actually living. She told me that he had forced her to engage in incest role play, tortured her and abused her and raped her um, over the course of a 9 month period. I took this information to Line Pictures. They did nothing. They refused to call the police. They refused to do anything about it. Eden then must have thought all of his Christmases has come at once, because he then started this campaign and sold the story about me being an internet troll, and you guys lapped it up. The nation was feral over this. There was me shouting from the rooftops that this guy was a serial rapist, and no one cared. The whole great British public was like rabid dogs in a chokehold because you got sacked for trolling. And that, thanks to his friendship with Dan Kane, the journalist at The Sun, together they were able to create a complete campaign of annihilation against me, with fake news stories, edited tweets, things taken out of context, stories that were implied to be something else but weren't that. It was unbelievable what Eden was capable of doing and what he did. And he must have been laughing, being like, this woman knows that I have raped and tortured multiple women all over the world, and the whole country hates her because they don't believe her because they think she's an internet troll. Oh boy, I bet he had a good laugh on that one. And Dan Kane is so despicable. And just to give an example of this, the article that I've just seen since Eden's passing that was written about Dan has in it a whole paragraph about me that just simply isn't true, implying that I had a campaign against Eden, implying that Eden took me to court and got a court order, and implying that I admitted it and apologized. None of that happened. Eden did not take me to court ever. I took Eden to court. I have never said sorry to Eden because I don't believe there was anything for me to say sorry for. And it was wild that for 7 years he's been able to paint himself as the victim here. And you guys have all just come down on me like a ton of bricks. And he's just been allowed to get away with it. And now he's died. I have a mixture of emotions. I think collectively there will be many women around the world that are breathing a sigh of relief. I am comforted by the fact that he'll never be able to hurt another woman again. And I'm just sad, I did all the right things. When the victim in 2016 came to me in 2018 and told me the story of what he had done to her, I called the police. I called the police and I reported him. And she went to the police station to give her statement and they talked her out of it. They said, this is going to be like 2 to 3 years of a court case, or you're doing a PhD, all your professors are going to know, all your friends. It's going to be everywhere. Like, this is a guy in the public eye. Are you sure you want this? And she called me after she got out of the police station and said, Nadia, I couldn't go through with it. She said, I just couldn't do it. I was told that Eden liked to torture prostitutes. One day a pimp had broken into his house and attacked him for torturing one of his prostitutes. And that is why Eden had a steel door and lived with a machete by his bed. And I was told that he wasn't afraid to use it. And so victim number one told me that she just feared for her life and she just couldn't go through years and years of attacks from Eden. The second victim, I persuaded to go to the police as well. She went to the police station. The police station told her that because Eden lived in a different borough, it wasn't under their jurisdiction and she would need to go and report it in his borough. She told me she also was fearing for her life. She couldn't imagine what would happen if Eden saw her go into a police station in his borough. And so she also refused to go through with pressing charges. I told Lime. I even sent a Twitter DM to Alex Mahon, the CEO of Channel 4, begging for her help. Not for me, for the women. Because I didn't matter at this stage. It was about the women. They didn't feel they had any power to come forward. They had no support. No one was believing me. I was shouting it from the rooftops. Nobody cared. Lime had turned against me. Nobody cared. And they were watching what was playing out with me and they were scared witless. And I begged Alex to please just take a meeting with the women. Let's just sit down and find out the truth of what happened. And shortly after that, I got an email from Channel 4 saying that they will now take a meeting with me and to stop messaging them and messaging Alex. And I cried for about a week because I was like, that's it, it's over. I did everything you're supposed to do. I called the police, I told the people in the know, I begged for help, I told everybody on social media, and the only thing people cared about was, Nadia, you're an internet troll. How he got away with it, I have no idea. But he did, and my dream job was stolen from me by this man because you all believed him. And he literally terrorizes women. And it just makes me so sad because it literally was my dream job. And you can say whatever you want about me, but you can't say that I wasn't bloody good on that television show. I really loved it. And I thought when Paul came along, I thought that was going to be it. I thought like all of my dreams would come true. And I had no idea that it was all going to turn into a nightmare. And it has followed me for 7 years, this nightmare. I can't even go on social media now because someone will pop up and be like, "Then you the girl that got sacked for trolling?" And I'm just sending love to anyone that's ever been through any type of abuse. Women's Aid are an amazing organisation. So if you have been through anything with anyone, please reach out to Women's Aid. This last week, another man, the tattle owner, has been able to get away with just what he's been able to get away with. Just please believe women. I wanted to kill myself and I nearly did. And if I'd killed myself, then I never would have had the life I have now and my amazing son, and it just would have been for nothing. So please just be safe and please believe women.